Is it stress, anxiety, or depression that leads to a burnout?
In this post-COVID era, I think I've heard this word burnout so many times that I almost feel like reaching out to everybody and telling them that, hey, listen, you're not burning out. Shreya, I would actually like to say here that, when you go for a buffet lunch, right, there are so many things on the table. And if you're not careful with your choices, then you tend to fill up your plate. You end up overeating and then you don't feel good about it, right?
Correct.
A diarrhea or a food poisoning.
Yeah.
I really believe that life is a similar buffet. And with the whole gamut of online education, online courses, work from home, and so many other things which changed the world as it existed before, the whole thing about putting on your plate became very easy. People started realizing the dreams that they hadn't been doing for a long time. Many people went back to their hometowns and they discovered that the hometowns were much, much more modernized than when they had left it many years back. A lot of people had, some long pent-up desires. I'm going to take up photography, I'm going to take up music, I'm going to take up painting, I'm going to take up hiking. And they could do all of it with a work-life balance. And I use the word balance here quite deliberately. Because a burnout is, what is a burnout? If I have to define a burnout, I would say where you say that I do not have the capacity to think or do what is expected of me. Right? If I'm a person in a company or a corporate, I'm not able to fulfill my role anymore because I'm just not able to think. I'm freezing. A child says I'm not able to study anymore because I've burnt out, right? But these are all people, if they actually sit very comfortably, calmly for a few minutes or hours, they will realize they've put too much on their plate.
Okay.
If you download or you unload your plate for a few breathing moments, it does come back to you. Resuscitate yourself, rejuvenate yourself, recalibrate your choices in life.
But can you relate to, that everyday headache of yours? Can that become burnout? Or is it stress? And since it's every day, you're getting it, right? What I'm coming from. So, since it's every day, is it stress? And since it's headache, is it, that sign of burnout? So, typically,
long time back, people used to talk about Monday morning blues.
Right.
So after a good spent weekend, on Monday morning when they had to go to the office, they were like, oh, why do I have to go? So Monday morning blues were a reality. And Monday morning blues were accepted. Right. Because by the end of Monday, you would be going up and gearing up for the Tuesday becoming very productive, and Thursday looking out for your weekend, and Friday the weekend starts. But now a burnout would say that every day of the week is a Monday. And every day morning there's a Monday morning blue arriving, and you're like, okay, I can't function. So what are we doing? You can't have all Mondays in a week and you can't have all Sundays in a week.
Correct.
So if you start living your Mondays as Mondays and you let yourself just float through it, you let yourself, because I've had so many cases where I've had women, let's say for example, who were working, they got work from home. So suddenly all the things pending in the house became very easy to conduct.
Right.
They could finish off the laundry, they could finish off the cooking, they could finish off the fancy cooking also.
You have children, you have work, you have home, you have to take care of the laundry. I think a woman, if you're saying, right? Yeah. So what is it? How do you, kind of know what is differentiating between these three?
I've always told all my women patients especially, that don't try to be the best at everything. Do what you need to do, learn to delegate where you can, and the moment you start playing alpha woman, right, you do not have the right to be somebody who can just say that, yeah, I'm taking a day off, right? And again, I would say the example of the buffet. Please don't serve so much on your plate that there is an overload. Chill out. Make sure that you do prioritize. We all must have a priority which says, this is what I'm really needed to do, this is what I can do, and this I don't want to do and I will not do. If you're able to categorize your priority chart on this, things will become simpler.
This is really real. It is very positive. Are there any suggestions which, can be followed, or certain practices which can be implemented to prevent one to get into that burnout state?
We've heard about so many cricketers being out of form. Right. Correct? And not all of them are out of form because of injuries. Right? I mean, I wouldn't be taking names, I'm not a great expert, but I've heard recently that Virat Kohli was said that he's not really doing very well. And then suddenly they come back with vengeance and they prove the metal that they are made of. So to each one of you out there who's going through a burnout, you're just going through that momentary sense in which you think you're not able to perform. And in my counseling sessions, I always use these moments as what is called sharpen your axe. While you're not able to come up with fancy ideas or you're not able to come up with solutions, take that time out to just sharpen your axe, sharpen your brain, read something. Please take leaves without pay just to rejuvenate and come back. You keep on stretching yourself through those days of drudgery. You keep on stretching yourself through the days of non-performance, and that piles up to give you a lot of anxiety. It piles up to give you depression. If at the first hint where you think that today I'm not in a position to work, it's like if your washing machine is not working, you can't kick it and make it work. So this is also a machine. Accept it like a friend and use it like your best friend.
So to sum it up, this can be prevented. You need to recognize that you are getting into a burnout state. Take actions, and just make your life simple and better.
Eat the buffet slowly.